Okay, y'all. So, I don't know where to start. I honestly feel like this is for educational purposes. It's also It's also for information, and it's also for validity in certain things. Now, this is not for me to be a clout chaser. It's not for me to want a certain thing or want, some type of status or whatever. It's honestly just to bring forth information, facts, and so that y'all can be aware of what's going on around you, because awareness is key. Awareness is key. I've said this before. So, how do I say this? My status or my post on Facebook this morning was pretty much because I feel a lot of emotions when it comes to the church as of right now. I feel anger, I feel resentment, I also feel some type of neglect, I also feel some type of sadness when it comes to certain things. Now, I'm not saying, oh, I'm doing this for revenge or whatever. I'm not doing that because it's not my style. But I am doing this because I feel like a lot of people, they don't believe black and white. So you have to do what you got to do to make them, or not even make them, because I really don't care. But it's just for grievances. I'm airing them out. And then on top of that, I really couldn't sleep last night because I'm just so profoundly hurt. So what I'm going to say is, and I'm going to say this to the point where y'all can get it, read in between the lines, and, do for yourself, okay? At this point in time, okay, so I'm just going to start from the beginning. So in the beginning of everything, there was a meeting posted at the church. It was open to the public. Well, it wasn't open to the public. It was only for the people who were leaders of ministries. I consider myself a leader of the youth because I'm always a person that takes lead, if that makes sense. Not title wise, but as a youth, I take lead in a lot of things. I was the one who got all the kids 2018 to go to the youth convention. Because a lot of them were like, well, if you ain't going, then yeah, I ain't going. I consider myself a leader because, who says that? Like, if you're not a leader or somebody of influence, ain't nobody going to say that to you. Period. And then just was the last convention that happened. A lot of people saying, well, I don't know, I ain't going if you ain't going. Blah, blah, blah. I went. So, I consider myself a leader because I do have great influence on youth of the church because I am a youth of the church. Can't nobody better relate to youth than the youth. So that nips that in the bud. I don't need a title. So I went to the minister's leader meeting at the church, and I vocalized a lot of things that needed to be done for youth to stay engaged in church. They opened up the floor to questions, suggestions, all that. Almost all of my suggestions were taken, liked, and I want to say put into motion. But when they were put into motion, I was left in the dark. Like, I didn't know nothing about this pajama party for the youth. None of the stuff that goes on for the youth now. So a lot of the activities for the youth, I was left in the dark on. And then on top of that, I had to find out via the church announcements or the church Facebook page. But if we start from the beginning, it was my idea to get the church engaged on social media. Like, I had literally vocalized to them. I was like, okay, hey, if you're trying to get youth, you're trying to get young adults, trying to get anybody to get in the church and stay engaged, know what's going on, you have to upgrade the church social media presence. You're not on social media. So we have to get somebody or get somebody something to boost the church social media presence. I said that, and then immediately the person in charge was like, yeah, let's do that. Why don't you spearhead that? I was like, I can. I don't have no problem with that. set up a meeting to plan and to get stuff rolling. The first meeting was canceled. Second meeting canceled. Third meeting didn't even happen because every time I changed around like my own personal things and just in general, every time I rescheduled and showed up, nobody showed up. Or the person that was in charge didn't even know that he had a meeting with me today. Boom. So, fast forward. I'm like, okay, well, church social media, I guess, is going to do what it's going to do. It is what it is. I washed my hands of it to myself. But literally, I was still available if something happened. So, fast forward. That's social media. That's one thing. That's the first stripe. The second stripe against me was when I came and said, hey. Okay. So, the second thing was when it came to a certain activities that I suggested, brought to the person in charge, and was like, hey, I want to throw a vision board party at the church. Vision board, prayer board party at the church. Like, are you giving me the permission to do things? And are you giving me the permission to, like, get the ball rolling? Because I'm not the type of person that sit and twiddles my thumbs and wait for somebody to tell me something when it comes to doing something. If you give me the ball, like if you're giving me the okay to do something, it's going to be planned out. It's going to have everything done. It's going to have a budget put aside, all that stuff. It's going to be done. Everything's going to be ready to go within that week. So, literally, I pitched the idea. The person in charge, I'm not going to say no names, but the person in charge loved it. They were like, yeah, we should do that. When would you like to do the vision board party? I was like, honestly, I want to do it at the end of the year, going into a new year, or like summer. Like, it don't matter. Like, whenever we can get the most out of the youth. Meaning, if it's summertime, we get like certain stuff to do at the church daily. You know what I'm saying? Or in the end of the year, where you know for a fact in your mind, okay, this is what I want my next year to look like. A vision board party was perfect for it. And it wasn't just going to be limited to the youth. It was actually going to be for little, middle, high school, young adults, all the way up until old and gray. Like, it was going to be a big function. Like, that's what I had envisioned it for it to be. Tell me why the person in charge just told me, we'll follow up on that. They just was like, okay, well, we'll follow up on it. Okay, cool. Why now, when I get to church Sunday morning, they have an announcement that there's a vision board party at the church on January 13th. Again, I knew nothing about it. Okay, nobody asked me to do anything. I just learned about it on the church announcement. Like, a lot of things I'm suggesting and they're liking, I'm getting left in the dark on. I gotta find out about it either on the church social media page or in the church announcements or word of mouth. Like, somebody comes to me and is like, okay, hey, yeah, they doing this. Are you gonna be there? I didn't know nothing about it. And I feel like this is what really starts triggering my emotions for it, because it's like, how you take somebody's idea, their thoughts, ideas, everything, and then you just give it to somebody else to execute. I have a problem with that. Because if I can't do the vision board party, I at least wanted to do something else that I had, thought of. But it's like, y'all keep leaving me in the dark on everything, and it kind of comes off to me like you don't really like me like that, or you don't want me to be a part. That's what it's giving. You don't want me to be a part. You want me to just keep feeding you ideas, but you don't want me to show up to nothing. Or you want me to show up as just a random person who has to like participate. No, that's not what it was. If I come to you saying I want to host this, that, and the third, Why would you think that it would be okay to give somebody else that idea, let them run with it, and then make me just participate in the background? I'm starting to really feel like it's being targeted. Like everything's being targeted towards me. I don't know what it is, because I've already told y'all before, I have a lot of people that just don't like me, aren't fond of me, because I intimidate them. And that's okay. I would be 100% okay with you coming to me telling me you intimidate me. Like, that's why I don't like you. But the fact that you probably in your mind make up all these scenarios on what I did to you, or not even that, you just probably come across like, oh, well, I just don't fuck with you. I don't care. But I just feel like when it comes to giving credit needs to be given when it's due. Don't sit there and I have to come ask you about something for you to be like, oh yeah, you did say that. I completely forgot about you. It's targeted, and it's definitely giving on purpose. Because not once, but 3 times I've given you some type of information, some type of, suggestion, and you literally taking it and giving it to somebody else for them to do and leave me in the dark. I have a problem with that. And the icing on the cake, the third instance, was when it comes to cleaning. I like cleaning. It's like a stress reliever for me. And then when it comes to the church, I'm just very defensive of the church because that's all I know. You know what I'm saying? So I had literally came to the person in charge saying, hey, we need a cleaning company or we need somebody to clean. I will do it for free. Free. Everybody know I'm not doing nothing for free. But when it comes to the church, I'll do that because I see that as like some type of, you ain't gotta get blessed now, but I'll get blessed in the future. That's what I looked at it as. So I was like, I'll do it for free. I'll clean for free. So literally, I was just like, I'll do it for free. For free. I went to the person in charge again. Said, hey, we need a cleaning company. I'll do it for free. You don't have to pay me. All I ask is that y'all just keep y'all supplies and everything stocked so I can do what I gotta do. That's all I ask for. It's written in stone. It's written in my business proposal that's another thing. They made me type up a business proposal, give it to them. They discussed it 3-4 meetings later, which is probably 3-4 months later. Okay. Then they come back to me and was like, well, we need a quote. I already told you I'll do it for free. But if you want me to tie some money to it, I gave them like a low ball estimate. Like it was just like probably just enough to cover rent and my bills. That was it. And that was like probably, I want to say about $2,000. It probably wasn't even that. But it was low. And I just was like, okay, well, if it's like a competition, y'all making it a competition, I'll just underbid everybody else. Cool. They got my quote. Now it's 3, 4, 5 months later. And they texting me or they telling me, okay, we need a copy of your business insurance so we can see who has the best payment or who has the best policy. To me, I honestly feel like, again, it's targeted. Because if I'm telling you I would do X, Y, and Z, I would take care of the church on the regular for free, why should it even be a question on who else comes in and does it? They're charging you. I'm not. So that's when I knew for a fact, okay, it's targeted. Y'all just don't want me to be nowhere around. Y'all don't want me around the damn youth. Y'all don't want me to clean. Okay? And y'all definitely don't want me to spearhead. Y'all don't want me to really do anything at this point. And I'm telling you, it's coming off targeted. Because it's plain black and white. It's plain black and white. Every idea I give y'all, you take it, run it, give it to somebody else. And then they feel like, oh yeah, I got something to do now in the church. Because I got a title with it. I'm telling you, this is really frustrating for me because everybody knows me, that know I grew up in the church. I grew up doing stuff in the church. I didn't just come on Sunday morning and then come back the next week. Like I literally was there at the church every day. We was there Mondays. It was there Sunday mornings for church. Mondays because my dad and them had deacon board meetings every every Monday. Tuesdays, maybe. Wednesdays, they're all day. Okay? Fridays, we probably there for something. If it's dance practice, if it ain't choir rehearsal, if it's something, we at the church. Saturdays, again, we at the church because something going on at the church. And then back again on Sundays. So I'm used to being at the church. I'm used to being active. I'm used to doing something. The thing that's really getting me, and I don't care if this hurts people's feelings because at least they'll know how I feel. I'm not used to coming to church and then we have like a complete stranger in charge of something. And that's almost everything. We have somebody we never even seen before at the church in charge of something. I don't know you. I don't have a relationship with you. I don't know you because you just got here. You just got here. So I haven't had time to actually get to know you. Why are you calling the shots on a church that you just got to? That's my issue. That's my issue with a lot of things. Or they give responsibility. So I don't know what to say. I'm just fed up with a lot of stuff. I try to be active. I try to be involved. But it's like you ain't even giving me no type of leeway or no type of room to do that. You give me no type of room to do that. And I'm trying to be cordial. I'm trying to be kind, but it really grinds my gears every time I walk into that church. Like every time I walk into the church now, I feel a wave of emotion. I feel upset because the original pastor ain't here. And I feel kind of angry because a lot of things that's going on now in the church, I feel like people just doing it because it gets them seen by the person in charge. And I feel like, honestly, he don't really listen to you unless you kissing his ass. And I'm not an ass kisser. I'm far from that. If you ain't coming through with your boobs sitting right or anything, he ain't got nothing to say to you. He ain't got nothing to say to you. And because it's crazy to me how I came to you before you even got officially elected as a preacher, before you even started preaching at the church. I came to you and said, anything you need, I got you. Take my advice. I'm not saying you got to do it, but at least heed it. You know what I'm saying? Because you coming into a whole new world. You're coming into a whole new city. You know what I'm saying? I said these women finna be on you like white on rice. Just laugh that shit off. I'm for real. You don't see what's going on? It's females in this church that I don't care because I'm pretty sure everybody know her business. But she was in Houston. You see?
Well, y'all, this is the end of another episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been a very good and productive rant session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them below or DM me. And I'll see you all next time.